Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss the acceleration time graph and which type of graphs can't be allowed and which type of graphs do not exist in practice. Here the area of acceleration time graph can be written in terms of integral of a dt, that is also nothing but integral of dv, which is nothing but the difference between the two velocities, final velocity minus initial velocity, that is change in velocity. Suppose if the graph is like this, acceleration versus time graph, and it is suppose say passing through origin. Everywhere as time increases, acceleration also increasing uniformly. So what it represents? Uniformly increasing acceleration. And one more graph. If the graph is a straight line but parallel to time axis, that means A is independent of time. So the body is moving with uniform acceleration. Or constant acceleration. Now we will discuss few graphs which do not exist practically. So the graphs which do not exist. In practice. We'll see this. Suppose I am taking xt graph, position time graph like this. This graph won't exist. Why this graph won't exist? Suppose if you imagine any point here, this position is possible at this time according to this graph, and this position also possible at the same time. So I am taking it is x2 and x1. So x1, x2, there are two positions for a body at the same time, but practically it is not possible. That's why such type of graph won't exist, either for position time graph or velocity time graph or acceleration time graph. Such type of graphs won't exist. And similarly, suppose say velocity time graph. The graph is like this, assume. Now imagine you can draw one dotted line parallel to V. It says here velocity v2 is here, velocity v1 here at the same time. Here also at same time two velocities this graph is showing. Practically, it is impossible. And acceleration time graph. Suppose if I am taking like this, I am drawing vertically a line parallel to acceleration. Here, according to this, there are two accelerations at the same time. For a single body, two accelerations at same time is not possible. So, what we can write here? At any instant, a body cannot have two positions or displacements or velocities or accelerations. We'll come to one more set. Here I am taking the graph speed versus time. Speed versus time. Suppose that the graph is like this. This type of graph won't exist. Why such type of graph won't exist means here positive speed is along positive y-axis, negative speed is along negative y-axis. The speed won't be negative. Speed won't be negative. So, such type of graph won't exist. Similarly, if I am taking the distance along y-axis, time along x-axis. Here also, if I am drawing any graph like this, here it represents below time axis, it is showing negative distance. Negative distance won't be possible. Why? Means distance and speed are scalar quantities. And these two will have positive values only. They don't have negative values. But instead of speed, if you take velocity, that can be possible. Instead of distance, if you are taking displacement, that can be possible. And one more set. Again, position, time graph. The graph is like this. A line parallel to x. This position. And here is also a line which is parallel to v, and here also a line which is parallel to graph which is parallel to acceleration. So, position time, velocity time, acceleration time. In all these cases, at same time, the velocity starts from 0 to infinity, position starts from 0 to infinity, acceleration starts from 0 to infinity. Such type of graphs also won't exist. Thank you.